Hey, what's up guys? It's Ben. Today I'm bringing you guys 25 items that have sold for me in the last couple weeks. Sorry I haven't posted a video in the last couple weeks. I've just been really busy getting ready for, November and December. They're going to be crazy. They always are. So I've been getting as much inventory up, listed, and sent into like Amazon and everything as much as I can. And that's why I haven't been posting, so sorry about the sporadicness of this. But today we are back with some solds, starting here with this fantastic sell, and I was super happy when we got this one. You guys probably saw it on Instagram. I posted it like right when I got it, but it's that wooden Spalding baseball bat that I found at the estate sale for $5. Ended up taking me a while to list it. I had to do my research, make sure it was legit. I took it to like the memorabilia store here in Cincinnati, a local one. Had them check it out and stuff, and everything looked good. And it looked like my initial $500 evaluation on it was pretty spot on. So I started a listing last week, 7-day auction starting at $500. Didn't get any bites, had a bunch of watchers, so I decided just to put it up for the buy it now price of $500 or best offer. Next morning I woke up, $425 offer, and I snagged on that ASAP. I'm fine with taking that sale. It's only $75 less than what I initially valued it at, so I was super happy with that. And considering I paid $5, why wouldn't you accept it? I probably could have held out for the full 500 if I wanted to. However, I am fine with that profit margin and taking that flip. Made their day, made my day. Everybody wins. So, take a shot in the dark once in a while. This was a $5 shot in the dark for me. It just had that feeling of being old, and it ended up paying off really big. So I'm not a huge baseball guy or into like the vintage memorabilia stuff. This just felt like it would be it, and it ended up paying off. So I was super happy with this sale. These are the sales that make you want to go out and do the treasure hunting that we do when we're going to the thrift stores, to the estate sales, to the rummage sales. This is the stuff that makes you keep going, and these kind of sales are the good ones that make the treasure hunt worth it. So that was a fantastic one, and I'm glad I could share that with you guys. So this is a thrift store find. I ended up picking this up at a Goodwill. Paid $5 for it, and the reason I picked it up was just because it had this huge Walt Disney World spell out on the back. Like I said, I don't pick up everything I find Disney. Neither should you. Some of it is worth some good money. Some of it is worth nothing. Not much at all. However, with this big spell out, I figured I could probably get $20-25 out of it at least. I ended up looking it up when I got home and found this exact model. It was actually called a Spirit jersey. Ended up selling for $45 for me in under a week. So this was a fantastic pickup, and one that you guys should look out for. Look out for the big spell outs of popular brands, because the collecting market's there for it, and people buy that stuff. So this was a fantastic sale. Here we have a pair of Navarre Adidas shoes. I actually picked these up in one of the videos, but I forgot to put the clip of me picking them up in the video. I mentioned at the end that I picked up a pair of shoes. These were it. But I ended up paying up for these. I paid like $10 or $12 for these, and ended up selling them in under a week, maybe a week and a half actually. But listed them for $59.95. Ended up taking a best offer of $50 on them. Super happy with this sale, and the reason I ended up wanting to look these up, and I don't look up every shoe that I come across, but these ones had the old Adidas Trefoil logo on them, which was, an indicator that these could be something. They might have been a reprint. I'm still not really sure who Rod Lavar is, but it had Rod Lavar on the back of the shoes, so I figured it was worth looking up. After a little research in the store, determined it was worth picking up at $12, and I'm glad I did, because I sold them, like I said, a week and a half for $50. So keep an eye out for trefoil logos and like names on the shoes, because they're indicators that it could be something worth good money. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren duck down vest. Ended up picking this up right as we were getting into the winter season, so this was like in like the first wave of coats and jackets that the workers were bringing out of thrift stores. Got this for $5 and ended up selling it for a best offer of $80. I sat on this for about a month or so, but the payoff is huge on this one. Ralph Lauren obviously is a big name brand. Some of their stuff is worth picking up, some of it is not. But this one being a duck down puffer vest, I just knew it was going to be worth something. So I ended up snagging this. It was actually a really big, it had like a really big puff to it. It had like a nice shininess to it, and it had the hood. A lot of times you won't have the hood with it because it's a snap button hood and it'll just be missing. However, this one I knew would pay off. Just keep in mind, duck down stuff sells super well. People want it for hiking, for outdoors, for being out in the cold. It just keeps you warm, and that's what people look for. Even on lesser known brands and stuff, like $20 is a good like bare minimum thing you're gonna get for a duck down like jacket. So keep an eye out for these. This vest in general, if you guys see a Ralph Lauren duck down vest, snag on that ASAP. This is a military men's sweater. So I pick these up relatively often during the winter. However, I don't think I've talked about it on my channel, which is why I included it. But military memorabilia and uniforms can sell incredibly well. Usually it's like the older uniforms, like the World War II, Vietnam era stuff, up through some of the more relative, like newer stuff. Like some BDU stuff sells well, some doesn't, but stuff that's like 1 or 2 issues old typically isn't worth it. Like digital camo stuff I don't pick up unless it's like some piece that is very desirable, but in general I won't pick up like the digital camo camis or anything like that. However, this is a wool sweater. I pick these up all the time. I don't know why people tend to like rip these and stuff. I was in the military, obviously. I know the stuff that people actually wear, so I have a little bit of an edge there. But some stuff is worth picking up, some isn't. These sweaters are. Picked up for $5, got $30 out of it pretty fast. So you probably saw this on my Instagram as well if you follow me there. This is a 1995 Nine Inch Nails band tee. I picked this up for $1 at a rummage sale. And if you guys aren't looking at your band tees, you need to. Old rock tees, old rap tees, stuff like that has an incredible following. And even if they're in ratted out, raggedy condition, like this one was, you can see it has some fading up along the top side of it. It has some holes down in here. Holes around the collar, so you can see it's not in good condition. It was in pretty rough shape, and it ended up selling at auction for $125.50. I started the auction at $99.95, and it got 6 bids up to $125.50. So I'm completely happy with that out of an old ratted out shirt. Why wouldn't you be? But in good condition, this shirt can sell upwards of $175 to $200. So that's why I started out at $100. I figured it would be still worth at least that, being in worn out condition. I actually picked up a vintage Tool t-shirt at the same exact sale for $1 as well. That one's actually in worse shape than this one is. It has like paint splatters and stuff across it, and that one didn't sell at auction, so I'm going to be relisting that one in the next week or so. But vintage band t-shirts, definitely worth picking up. This one was a fantastic one. I'm going to put that on silent, sorry. This is a pair of Lululemon women's leggings. I talk about Lululemon stuff all the time. Let me blow this up one. Talk about Lululemon stuff all the time, and this one had a nice pattern on them. I've probably beaten a dead horse at this point, but if you're not picking up Lululemon stuff, you need to be. It's worth it, and it sells extremely well. Paid like $5 for these. Sold for $35, and I'm super happy with that sale. So I finally got around to listing that lot of Teva Sandals. I had it in the trunk of my car, and I kind of forgot that I bought them, honestly. But I got them out, paid $10 for the whole box of 15 of them, and it being towards the end of summer, I wasn't expecting to sell them, which is probably why they slipped my mind anyways. But I ended up selling 3 already in the 2 weeks they've been listed. So I sold 3 of these at $20 a piece, and like I said, I picked up the box of 15 of them for $10 for the whole box. So these were a fantastic flip. Teva is a brand that isn't like a high quality brand that I would pick up super often. I would personally wear them if I had a pair that fit me. However, if I'm buying them in bulk like this, I'm not going to complain for the price I got these for and what I can sell them for. I just wouldn't pay $5-10 for a pair of Teva sandals. So it's one of those brands, if you get it for cheap enough, snag it. If not, don't snag it. Another reason I wanted to show you guys this listing was because all of those sandals I picked up were, size 8, all the same color, so I only had to create one listing on eBay with a multiple quantity, which was another reason that it was a plus, because I only had to, make the listing once. It was only going to take me, that 5 minutes to create the listing one time, as opposed to listing 15 separate sandal listings. So that was another reason why this one was really worth it. So here's a little sneak peek. I haven't put this video out yet, but I just recently picked this up this past week at a thrift store, Salvation Army, half off day. Paid like $2.50 for it because it was half off, and sold overnight for best offer of $27.50. It actually had a small little pinhole right here in the back. I made sure to disclose that in the description. But the reason this Ralph Lauren Polo sold so well, typically they don't sell. They're like, $15 shirts normally, at the normal selling rate. But this one had a nice big dragon on the side and had the American flag patch, and that's what made it worth picking up. See right there, it still had the pony on there, but that dragon print was awesome. I looked it up in the store, found a bunch of this exact same Polo selling, and I knew it would be a good flip, so I got it, and it paid off in under 24 hours, so that was a fantastic deal. This is a DBI Sala ExoFit XP construction harness. As you guys heard me say in the video when I picked this up, I was really excited to find this because I like picking up harnesses. They're not something that are in a bunch of people's wheelhouses, but they happen to be in mine because I was a zipline instructor for like 6 years through high school and part of my college career, and I have the wheelhouse for it. It was something that, I knew what I was looking at. This was like a later in the day find, and I knew other resellers had already been to the sale, and I was super happy to find this. So I ended up paying $15 for this, sold for the full price of $150. I signed on for about a month, and you can see right there ExoFit and stuff. That's the Sala symbol right there with the size tag. But if you got to be careful. This one looked in fantastic shape, didn't have like much wear on it at all. Looked like they maybe used it once, maybe twice, didn't take any like hard falls in it or anything. But it's not something that I would recommend people go out and buy without knowing what they look for, because if that buckle is messed up or tweaked in a certain way, or there's some ripping in the nylon webbing, you could be selling something that's really dangerous and could potentially cost someone their life. So you got to be careful on this. Luckily, like I said, I dealt with this kind of stuff like every day for years, and I actually inspected harnesses on the regular, so I knew what I was looking for when I got this. It was in pristine condition. I would put this on no problem, and yeah, made very good profit on it. And having those little specialties and wheelhouses and learning little things that other people don't know pays off sometimes, just like this one did for me. So this was a pair of Logitech third-party controllers that for the PS2. Ended up selling them for $44.95 at $45. This was in a lot of video game stuff that I picked up. I picked up the whole box for $20, so I'm well into the profit on these already. And it just goes to show that some third-party controllers and stuff for video games can sell very well. In the same lot, I actually picked up a Nerf controller. It was like a foam controller that, was squishy and stuff. Really cool controller, actually. And that one sold for like $25 separate as well. But some third-party controllers can be worth it. I do put batteries in them. I test them and make sure they're in working condition before I send out, because controllers can have some problems. So this was a fantastic sale. If you ever see these like blue Logitech controllers sitting out and they have the adapters are a huge reason to why these ones sold well. Pick them up. If they don't have the adapters, it might be a pass, because it's kind of pointless to have the controller without the adapter. But that was a good sale. So these are Adriano Goldschmied Protege men's jeans. The reason I put these in here is it's not a brand that I pick up often. I see it out there relatively often to where I could pick it up once every 2-3 weeks. However, certain styles of this jean sell a lot better than other styles. So this one is Protege. I would pick it up in men's and women's. However, some of the other ones I wouldn't pick up at all. Also, another good rule about AG jeans is men's jeans tend to sell better than the women's jeans. So like I said, I would still pick up the Protege, which is this style right here for these jeans. I would still pick this up for women's. However, the women's jeans would not command this price that we got. We ended up getting the full $45 on these, but the women's in the Protégé would only be about $25 to $30. So having that kind of knowledge can give you a slight edge when you're in your sourcing. I ended up picking these up for like $7.50 to $8 at my local Goodwill store. Hey, kitty, get down, I'm doing a video. But look for these in the thrift stores and stuff. If they're men's jeans, it's probably worth picking up. If it's women's, make sure you're looking up the style for sure before you go and pick them up. But AG, Adriana Goldschmied, is a great brand to look for if you know the correct styles to look for. Alright, so I normally don't include my retail arbitrage pickups at all in these videos. However, this was one that you guys can still get. I listed on this account just so I could show you guys because I knew it would sell fast. But these are going on clearance right now in Targets. I've already cleared out a bunch of the Targets in my area. I've probably picked up 6, maybe 7 of these in my area Targets. And they sell super well. They're on clearance right now, and you guys can get them. They're selling for like $65 a piece. They're on clearance at Target for $23 to $28. I think $23 was the cheapest I got it. $28 was like the higher ends, maybe $30. Either way, it's a great profit for a retail arbitrage pickup. The reason they're on clearance right now is because the DJI Mavic 2 just came out, so the new drone's out, which is, you know, it's like it's the go-to drone for current cinematography in the drone world. At least for as far as like travel drones and stuff go. This is like where you want to be because it folds down into a really small thing. Anyways, this is the battery for it, and this is for the Mavic 1. So all the Mavic 1 accessories at Targets and stuff are going on clearance right now. So it's a good thing to look out for when new models of high-end equipment come out. The older models of that equipment tend to go on clearance pretty fast because they want to get the new inventory in their selling as fast as possible. So look out for these at your local Target. If you guys find some, I'd love to know that you guys found them. I haven't seen anybody posting about these on like Instagram and stuff like these, so there's a good chance they're still in your store, so keep an eye out. These are Loudmouth golf shorts. Loudmouth is a fantastic brand to look for. It's a fun brand to look for because they're bright, they're colorful, they have some crazy designs on them, and they sell super well. Loudmouth in general will sell, you know, at the higher end, usually like $30 and up, even for like some of the less crazy patterns. These ones are like polka dot. They have tons of colors and stuff, so I knew these would sell well. I actually held out on selling these. I think I've had these up for like 2 months. Had a bunch of offers on them, but none at the price range where I knew I could get it. I ended up getting the full price out of these of $45. Like I said, I held out on this one. Had a bunch of offers at like $30, $35, but I just held out on these. Look out for Loudmouth. They're a great brand to look for. On the inside, it'll usually be some kind of labeling like this. It has like the spell out all over the inside of the garment. Yeah, Loudmouth's a fantastic brand. Keep an eye out for these. So here's that Spitfire hoodie. I was super happy to find, as you guys could probably tell in that video. It was a huge nostalgia throwback for me. I might have passed on this if it wasn't for the nostalgia. However, nostalgia made me go in and look it up. I don't think I've ever sold a Spitfire garment aside from this one. I've sold like the boards and the trucks and stuff, but Spitfire was a big skate brand back when I first started skating, and you know, it kind of dwindled down in popularity and stuff. I don't even know if it's a company anymore, still in business, but Spitfire stuff apparently sells well on the secondhand market. This one, picked it up for like $5 at the thrift store. It's a full zip hoodie jacket, and ended up selling for the best offer of $30 in under 2 weeks. So I will continue to look for this stuff because it was a great pickup, great flip, and something that, you know, I was familiar with from my past. So this was something cool and something that you guys can definitely look out for. I come across skate clothes all the time, but not really Spitfire stuff, so I was really excited to find this. This is a Peter Millar, however you want to say it, quilted jacket. It's an insulated quilted jacket, like I just said. What makes it is a quilted jacket is this patterning on the front. So you can see that like cross-hatch diamond pattern. That's called quilting. Sometimes it'll be on the outside of jackets. A lot of times it'll be on the inside of jackets for the insulation. But it is a popular style right now, and Peter Millar is a good name brand. So I knew this jacket would sell. I ended up paying like $7.50 to $10 on this one, I think. And sold. I picked this up when they were first putting out the jackets and stuff as well. So I've had it for like maybe a month or so now. Ended up taking a best offer of $60 on it, and I am super happy with this sale. Keep an eye out for, like I always say, for Peter Millar stuff, Peter Millar stuff, and look out for the jackets in particular, because a lot of that stuff can go for some very, very good money. Okay, so I normally don't put these like super common items like inks or calculators and stuff in these videos. However, I haven't mentioned it in a while, and if you're new to my videos, you might not know to pick these up, or if you're new to reselling, I should say, you might not know to pick these up. But they're an easy, super quick flip. Like I said, I come across these all the time at garage sales and stuff. Pick them up for like, $5, $10, $15, depending on the model. But these are graphing calculators you probably had in your high school math class. It's required for a lot of high school and college courses, so they sell super well. This is the TI-84. You can also look out for the TI-83, which sells for a little less. And then there's also some more desirable versions of the TI-84, like the TI-84 Plus Silver and stuff like that. Or if they have like the instruction manual, they're better. If they have like the cable that you can like connect to the computer, they're worth more. But yeah, this was a super fast sale. I got this for 50 cents at a garage sale. Sold it in like 2 hours, something like that, for the full price of $60. So keep an eye out for your TI-84 graphing calculators. Graphing calculators in general sell super well, and I know this is something that you guys probably all know about, so I'm not going to harp on it, but if you don't know about it, here's one easy one for you guys to make money on. So this was a cool piece. I was iffy on picking this up at first. I picked this up in New York when I was visiting Felicia, or when we moved Felicia in there for the first time for a co-op, and this was in that thrift video that I showed you guys. But this is a Via Riche Paris shirt. Never sold this brand before, never heard of it before, but it had a really cool all-over print graphic, and it had a very high-quality feeling clothing. So I looked it up in store. There weren't a ton of them selling. However, the ones that did sell were selling at very good profits. So I ended up picking it up. I think I ended up paying up like $9 for this in New York City, and ended up selling it for the full price of $50. So I've probably sat on this for 2 months, I think it's been, since she's moved in up there. And, it was a great pickup. So I will for sure be looking out for this brand in the future, and you guys should as well. I've talked about Diesel all the time. Diesel is a great brand to look for. It's a bread and butter item for me. I come across them a lot. This is the Xanady jeans. There's like the Zathan ones. There's the Viker ones are also good styles to look for. But Diesel in general, men's jeans sell super well. These sold in under a week, I think, maybe 2 weeks, for the full price of $40, which is a pretty average price for Diesel jeans. And I picked these up for the $7.50 at my local Goodwill. This is a Patagonia quilted nano puff vest. This was brand new with tags. I was so excited to find this at the thrift store. And when I showed it to you guys in the video, I said how, having this RX bar mark over here was probably going to devalue it a little bit. However, being RX bar being like a hiking food snack, it's in the Patagonia's region, realm of expertise and stuff. It shouldn't hurt it too much. Ended up putting it up for $99.95. Took a best offer of $89.95. So $10 off. I sat on it for probably about a month whenever that first wave came out. Found it, but Patagonia in general, obviously it's a good brand to look for. You guys probably all know that by now. Being new with tags, being a puff vest and stuff, I knew this one was going to be a fantastic flip when I first found it, and I am super happy with that profit margin. So video game stuff, it wouldn't be a sold video if I didn't mention video game stuff. If you're not picking it up, you need to be. This is just a PlayStation 2 lot. This was in a lot of stuff I picked up. Had a controller with it. I buy these AV cords in bulk. I buy like 100 at a time or so, And they last me a while. I buy them like once a year, 100 at a time. I pay under 50 cents or 50 cents a piece for them, and it's just nice to have a system complete. When you sell it, it sells for more. But also bundling these like common games that I've just been picking up, and they're not worth listing individually, is also a great way to make more money on the sale. I had these listed at $75 originally. They sat for a month, lowered it by $5, and it sold like right away once I lowered the price. So bundle your stuff. Get the controllers. Get the old sports games or titles that aren't worth much, and bundle it all together, and it'll increase your profit margins on these systems by a lot. So this was a fantastic sale. This is a transformer. It was a little cassette tape transformer. I can't remember if this was in that lot I picked up or not. This might have been like a separate thrift store pickup in like one of those hang bags. I don't remember. Either way, I didn't have like anything over $1 into it, maybe. And it sold for $24.95. I had this up for a while, maybe 2-3 months before this one sold, but old vintage transformer stuffs can sell very well. This one had some wear to it, as you can see up there on the chrome, which is what I'm assuming is why it sat for a while, but I'm super happy to get that price for it, so look out for your vintage transformers. Okay, so this jacket, I love the color pattern. I love how it looks. The style's there and everything. However, it's like not branded at all. This was handmade by Maria Betty, which means it was probably made, as a craft show piece or something that sold at, your local high school craft fair or something like that. But I knew this style was super in, and, it being like with the vintage print and stuff, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take the chance and get it. And it ended up paying off. I paid $5 for it at the thrift store and ended up getting my full price of $35. I love this jacket. I considered keeping it for myself. However, I just wanted to see if I could sell it, it being like a handmade craft show piece, It just goes to show you can. So this was a little experiment that ended up paying off well, and I wanted to share that with you guys, that even though it wasn't a name brand item by any means, the style sold it. This is Cush. These were my first time selling this brand. Cush slip-on shoes, I guess. They're just casual shoes. Didn't know anything about them. Looked up the brand because they felt like the canvas felt like a higher quality canvas when I was in the store, so I looked them up, and they ended up being worth it. So I paid like $5 for these. They were in beat up condition. I mean, not beat up, but they weren't in pristine condition, as you can see right there. You can see right there, they had the price on them. They rate prices in Sharpie on the bottom of the shoes at my thrift store. I don't know what the sole is made of, but I couldn't get the Sharpie off. Typically, I don't have a problem getting Sharpie off with like alcohol, nail polish remover or something like that. But whatever this sole was made off, it was not coming off. So I just blocked it out and sold it like that. Ended up still getting $40 for them, and I sat on these for like a month and a half, I think. So look out for this brand. It's not one that I've come across before, but it is one that is selling pretty well. So Cush is one to look out for. And our final item is this vintage Red Wing boots. I picked these up at that Highway 70 sale, and I actually had a few people ask me why I picked up those old ratted out boots. One, the Red Wing sells super well, and these just had like that down home barn style. Like, I don't know how to describe it. That vintage feel. They felt worn. They felt used. They felt like someone would put these on to go out and like do some farm work in the morning. And I got them on a farm or whatever. I don't know why. They had the right kind of wear on them that I knew they would sell. It's not that they were Red Wing. Obviously, that helped improve their value, and them being a like rare style of boot helped improve their value. But the style of these boots was just really cool. Like, the amount of wear on them was the right kind of wear to where I knew they would be a great like conversation piece, or even like a tie together for someone's new age like wannabe hipster clothing. I don't know really how to explain that to you guys, but it's hard to put into words what I'm trying to say. But this style, this amount of wear, just looked really appealing, and I cleaned them up a little bit, not much. I just got, like the dirt off the bottom and stuff like that, but I left them as is, didn't put any leather cleaner on them. I didn't try to polish them up or anything, left them like this. Had them up for $125 originally. They came down after a month, put them back up for $115, got a best offer of $100, ended up taking it, and this was a fantastic sale, and I was super happy to see these go to a good home. So keep an eye out for stuff that, I don't know, that just looks like it would be something cool to wear, I guess. Yeah, that's going to end up ending the video. So I hope you guys learned stuff. I hope this helps you guys in your own reselling adventures and your own treasure hunts, so you know what to look for. But as always, I appreciate you guys coming out here and supporting me. Be sure to leave me a comment if you learned something, and give me a like to help me rank up in that YouTube algorithm. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, keep treasure hunting. Peace.